Okay, so I'm testing a new camera now. I'm very excited, but I'm also a bit confused because I haven't really figured out how to best route everything into the camera. So audio is not great yet, but I'm experimenting, and it's going to be a little bit of a different session. But yeah, well, we'll just play a little bit and see what happens. John, what's up, my man? You are first. Can you see and hear me properly? Recalls, what's up, my man? Yeah, I can imagine it sounds different. I've been actually working the whole morning trying to get both my mic, which is here, you can't really see it. Yeah, you can see a little bit of it here, and the guitar signal to you guys, but I haven't gotten any good results yet. So I'm gonna have to work some more. So I just gave up, and I figured I still wanna, stream a little bit today, even though the setup isn't the way I want it to, just to not totally miss you guys today. So that's what we're doing right now. It looks to me like at least video is a bit improved. I don't know about audio yet. Usually in tune to the end of the stream. Oh yeah, so you usually miss the stream. Okay, it's a good thing I started a bit later then. Thank you so much, John. Thank you. Yeah, I still figured we're better streaming than not streaming at all today. And you're gonna see me nervously playing up and down because I haven't even warmed up yet. It all went into the technical stuff today. And it also looks like we're going to have a more quiet stream today because I'm not doing the shorts friendly stream, which is cool because I get to speak to you guys who follow me and not all the other ones requesting smoke on water all the time. So if you have any thoughts, questions that I haven't been able to answer, now is a good time. It's a cool question, John. You've been playing guitar so long. Have you ever had an interest in bass, acoustic, or classical type of guitar? Yes. I like the bass a lot, but I just don't prioritize it. I have, this bass standing here. And it's a nice Fender Jazz Bass. I didn't remove the sticker, although it's like 10, 20 years old. I don't know why, because it says the pickup name there basically. So I kept it. But I like it a lot. But I only use it for my recordings. If there ever were a time where I was inspired to play bass and not guitar, I'll practice it. But usually, anytime I have the desire to practice, I'm just as eager to practice guitar as anything else. And then I'll choose guitar because that's my main instrument. Acoustic guitar, yes. I had a time where I didn't like the sound of amplified electric guitar, so I just played unamplified, And then I played the acoustic guitar quite a bit. But that hasn't happened for the last 6 months or so. So I've been playing electric quite a bit recently. And I also, when I worked more on my tunes with vocals, I did work a little bit more on my vocals, which I should do now, but I just have to see some song in sight before I can really devote myself to that. Recalls, you think it's worth more with the sticker? Yeah, could be. We don't know. By the way, here's a cool thing with the new camera. It's really good at showing you the details. It seems, I'm just learning this thing, but check this out. I think I'm gonna be able to do cooler demo videos with gear with this, because I can really show you some cool details here. It seems, I don't know what you guys are seeing on your end, if this is high resolution, but on my end here, it seems much better than the iPhone stream. So that's some progress right there. Cool, John. So yeah, you think it focuses. That's awesome. Emir, hey man, I used to watch your videos when I was a teenager. Now I'm almost 30. It was so much fun watching you back then. Haha, you age really well. Thank you. Well, it depends on the angle, I remember I uploaded some video 2 years ago where I had a really weird angle, and everybody's like, wow, time has passed. We're so old now. So like very careful way of saying, damn, you look old. So, but I'm happy you said that. Thank you. Oh, you do prefer the video quality. That's awesome, man. So we have some progress at least. I'm a bit sad I couldn't get a good audio setup, but I'm gonna have to work more on that. I will do it eventually, because I did have a very complex setup a few years ago. But unfortunately, that camera broke. I had like a semi-professional Canon XH-A1 HDV camera. It's like 15 years or 17 years old. So I guess it had exceeded its lifespan. But so I've been without any good camera for at least 1 year now. So I'm trying to find my way back here. I have the lens is like a fixed lens, so that's why my head is shocked. I can't zoom out. I don't know if that's good or not. It's a really good lens, but yeah, I'm still learning. I guess I could re-angle the camera a little bit. That might improve things. I bet you want to see my head as well, my full head. Is that better? I don't know. So, Emir, have you kept on playing? I'm guessing so, since you're here. You never know. Oh, and I messed up. Cool. So I usually before these streams I take the time to warm up. But like I said, I haven't done that today. Just been fiddling around trying to get audio to work. So what you're hearing now is a little bit of a warm up. I don't know how you guys warm up. I love having a different warm up every time, basically. So maybe with a different sound, maybe clean instead of distorted, or with a different backing track. So maybe instead of I don't know, something rock and rollish, maybe something more funkish and groovy. And I've even been practicing to like hip hop beats that I found on Spotify. It's a really nice way to try to work on finding the pocket, and that's what I do a lot. So you might see me do these kind of things when warming up. If I'm warming up like for solo shots. Typically, I will play a little bit slower than that. I think I'm always a bit nervous when doing these streams, simply because when I play fast like that, it's more of a muscle memory thing. And even though it might help me warmed up, maybe a little bit too aggressive for that, I don't know, but it doesn't help me with like coming up with new stuff, right? John says, my warm-ups are the warm-ups of the typical person 3 months into guitar. So if you're 3 months into the guitar, you probably don't need to like warm up that hard. Probably just playing your favorite songs or whatever you're working on might be enough. The only exception would, of course, be if you're trying to kind of wholeheartedly dive into the technique and shred stuff. Then it's definitely good idea to warm up and just play slower and easier stuff. It serves several purposes. One of them being, if you go all in without warming up, you're basically giving yourself a huge disadvantage in whatever you're trying to learn, because your fingers and body is going to be stressed. And even though you might not see that as a problem, it basically going to make you learn with more mistakes. That's what it's all about. So even though you might feel like, I don't need to warm up that much, it does help just for learning faster. The second part is, as you get more advanced, there's a real risk of injury. And I had an injury which resulted in me not being able to play for 6 months. So that's a real thing as well. And that was when I practiced a lot of, fast legato stuff. And when you put all that together, there's really good reasons. There are really good reasons to warm up. One of my perceived advantages with warming up for me is also the fact that when I start the session, I'm usually the freshest in my brain. And basically, there's a good chance of me coming up with new stuff as I warm up. It's like, okay, I don't always have to, play like the way I always play. I can try, I'll find something new. And that's just thanks to my brain being a bit fresh. When I've been practicing for 40 minutes, typically you would take breaks every 10 minutes, right? But even that after like doing that for 40 minutes, your brain is a bit slower and it's not as innovative. I often get pain in the backside of my hand when I try to play some stretchy 3-finger string stuff. Yeah, if you feel that, that's a clear sign. So the things I would do, first of all, I would stop playing immediately if I feel noticeable pain. For me, I don't know how old you are, but if you're on the wrong side of 40 like me, just doing back exercises, so laying face down on the ground and doing this, raising your back, that's what helps it. Sometimes I have to do that like 3 or 4 times, and I do like maybe around 50 each, but I mean, that's up to you, like a set of 50. But that really helps me. And then my posture when playing, super important. The more you do this, the bigger the risk for the injury, because the way I understood it is the nerves travel through your neck from your brain to your fingers, and when you curve your neck, it just gets more difficult. Everything for your body physically. So make sure you have good posture and do physical exercises and warm up and practice in small sets when you do the stretchy stuff. When you're warmed up, you can do that for maximum maybe 1 minute. Take a break, play something that's maybe, I don't know, you can practice alternate picking without any stretching. Whatever. I think that those are some good strategies. Yeah, there are injuries. Actually, it's way more than you think. And the problem, I think, arises from the fact that when you're younger, for natural reasons, you don't have to worry as much about injuries. And then just keep on going like you're immortal. And then, boom, it hits you when you're, I don't know, 30, 35, or 40, if you keep just pushing things. So I was made very aware about that very early, because I was around 18 when I got the injury. But I practiced excessively, so like 8 hours, and even young 18-year-old body can't really handle that. So I learned early on that, yeah, there are injuries and you got to be careful. Okay, I figure since we have such a cool opportunity to focus on things and zoom in on things, I'm going to show you a few of my guitars and just zoom in on them, and you can see how they look. So this is probably the guitar that gets the most heat, the Steinberger Spirit GT Pro. And it's a very old guitar of mine. It's fairly cheap. You can still buy them new for, I think, around $400. And I played mine so much that it was totally broken. The pickups didn't work. The frets were completely worn out. So I decided to try to scallop it myself, and I like the results. So I put some spare pickups, high output pickups. I did a push-pull switch here. And now it's a pretty cool guitar. I like it a lot. It has a bit of an issue. This tuner has taken a hit here, and so I mean it's not totally reliable, but for sound-wise, it's awesome. I mean, it does thanks to the loud output pickups, which I can split. It's pretty awesome for just both high gain metal and countryish twangy sounds. So it's a cool guitar, worth zooming in. See if we can see it here. Yeah, exactly. This is an awesome travel guitar as well. So it's usually what I bring in summertime when I go out some road trip with my kids. We go to the north of Sweden. I typically always throw this one in the car. So here you can compare with a professionally scalloped guitar. So the scallops are not quite as deep here. I don't know if you can tell them. But this is also a very nice scallop, and generally you don't want to go too deep because that starts affecting tone, and I think even this deep has had a slight impact on tone. Thins out tone a little bit, and that can be a pretty bad thing. Though I was okay for this guitar because if I want the more heavy bottom sound, I have other guitars for that. This one is really playable thanks to this, and I do quite a bit of the Yngwie stuff on this guitar, and it's very shred friendly now thanks to the scallop. There we go. Yeah, it has really good colors. So 35 is not late to start playing guitar, but it is definitely old enough to start getting injuries. So it's a good thing we speak about that, being careful. Uh, Cool, guys. So this was an interesting little session. I hope you enjoyed it. We could be a little bit more private. I'm gonna have to stop it now, and I'm gonna have to see if I can get some better results. It's just the way I work. I cannot give up until I've had some kind of success or breakthrough. And I feel like if I work a little bit more, then maybe I'll get a breakthrough with this camera. I urgently need it. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and being with me. And I really enjoyed the fact that we could be a bit more private in this session. Hopefully you also enjoyed seeing my guitars up front. I'll meet you soon again for sure, and we can connect again. We'll see under what with what camera. You can see I'm totally just thinking about camera. So John and Recalls, have a good one. Emir as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. See you guys. Cheers.